Hello, and welcome back to another Elevated Marketing Dad podcast where we like to ask a lot of questions, which is what we're going to talk about today. Brenna, say hello.
Hello, I'm back.
Per usual. Remember the beginning when we had lots of other people and then we just finally decided this is the magic.
It's the dynamic duo that just keeps on giving.
Today we're going to talk about creating interactive elements like quizzes and polls to engage with your consumers emotionally. I think a lot of people like to play games. I like to play games, don't you?
Yeah, for sure.
So let's play a game.
Okay.
If you could eliminate one thing from your daily routine, what would it be and why?
Post-dinner cleanup. Now, I will say my wonderful boyfriend will take over some nights and do the post-dinner cleanup, but the nights that he doesn't, I'm like, ugh, I've done the cooking. I just want to rest. Mm-hmm. So that is my why.
I'll go a little bit more serious, and I would like to eliminate any self-doubt that I do know what I'm doing. I was like, "Aw."
Right? I'm like, okay.
Oh, that always creeps in when you're a overachiever. Do I actually know what I'm doing? Yeah, I think I do. Hopefully the listeners think that I do.
Yes. Well, positive words of affirmation, even for yourself, can go a long way.
There you go. I've got little books all over that I'm constantly reading, motivational things, or if I'm having a down day, I'm listening to something on YouTube. This morning it was Simon Sinek, listening to books, getting up at 4 a.m. Okay, let's back to interactive elements like quizzes and polls to engage with people emotionally. I just gave an emotional poll. So,
yeah.
Brenna, why don't you start us off and talk about why do these?
Yeah. Well, you say it best. We buy things based on emotion all the time, really. I mean, there's some emotional reason why we need or want to purchase something. And so using an interactive element to engage your customers, can really help draw that emotion. Quizzes are a great place to start with that.
Yeah.
There are many different ways to, I guess, kind of implement quizzes, one, but two, how you deliver the results of those quizzes. There are a ton of different ways.
I'm gonna back you up. I'm gonna be okay, first of all, you got to get website traffic. You got to get people to your website, or social media has quizzes and polls, but you got to get people, whether or not you're relying on social media and the algorithm to get you attention there, or you're relying on SEO or email marketing or whatever else. I think there's several ways on the website and on social media to introduce people self-selecting that, hey, I belong in this audience.
Yeah. Well, and promoting whatever it is, your quiz or your poll, is going to be one of the most important steps to getting engagement on these items. But I think too, where you're promoting it might also depend on where your demographics are hanging out too. Now social media is a given, but which channel? I know we've gone over that a million times, but
yeah. Or if you're going to introduce it on your email, but people are used to seeing these quizzes all the time. And so it's an annual, I'm thinking of a client right now that has an annual quiz, and people want to be part of it because they want to know the answers and they want to know opinions of what everybody else is thinking of.
Yeah, yes, for sure. Well, and I think too, sometimes the objective of these quizzes or polls, maybe you're trying to get to people you haven't reached before, or maybe you're trying to win back a customer. you know? And so I
Yes.
think that also kind of
You're talking about different parts of the funnel, like, for
Yeah,
sure, like,
definitely.
when to use it. So,
Mhm.
I think, you have a great example. I mean, you have several that you have implemented for our clients
Mhm.
that has really helped. So, maybe go through some of those?
Yeah, definitely. Um, and a lot of these are really more touching on like personalized results in a way. And it's trying to, it's like, okay, is this product for
Self-selection. It's
someone?
self-selection. I belong in
Yeah,
this audience.
exactly. Yes. So like some of these quizzes might be tailored around like, oh, is this the best industry for me? So say maybe real estate. Should I become a real estate agent? That's
Yeah.
very personalized, you know? And so you could even do that for products. Like, is this product right for my
It's
dog?
emotionally getting them involved,
Mhm.
like, because people want to put themselves into particular audiences that we say
Yeah.
that, and so they wanna know, "But why are you doing this as a marketer? How is that benefiting you to get someone to take that quiz?"
Well, you're going to get their email. I can tell you that
One of
much.
Brenda's favorites.
Yes.
You're
I
gonna
think,
get their email, you're gonna get them involved like that way, and then you can use that further down the line
mhm,
with, additional marketing, and you can set up an automation series based on the fact that you have content relative to going with your example, which we have done. Should I be a real estate agent? And you created an automation
mhm.
series following through that of giving them content that is relative to this is all before they go to a real estate school.
Yeah.
Um, and then, like, after that, then you can put them into what? Your
Your
normal
newsletter.
newsletter?
Yes. Yours are hard today. Um, well, I think too, maybe a piece that we should definitely hit on is the content that's needed to back up these quiz results. You kind of do need that beforehand. I don't think we hit on that, but
No, no, you gotta
yeah.
it's like you set it all up, but then you did something really, really unique with this client, and I was like, "Brenna's a genius." And, like, tied it in I can't remember if it was with you or with the client you guys came up with from the email marketing, then you tied the email marketing and you put in reels, like,
Mhm.
a question that somebody might have, and you tied them back to social media with the answer, so it was like a quiz within a quiz,
Hmm.
and, like, genius.
Yeah. Just more engagement all around, really. I
They
mean,
clicked and went to social media, so it's just I love it.
that's the fun part.
Yes. So fun and entertainment, that's
Mhm.
one of the reasons you list for doing a quiz or a poll, so you wanna talk about that?
Yeah, so I think this could really be useful for maybe you are in traveling, or maybe you provide products like maybe even think like makeup or skincare, something like that. And you can bring in a fun element of like, okay, what's your personality type and how does that match this product? Or what type of
Mhm.
traveler are you, and does this residence match your vibe, sort of thing? And it is fun because get to kind of explore different experiences per se.
Well, we had that client out in Sedona
Hmm.
that, just started and we brought them so much website, but, what type of traveler are you? And you like create these questions to lead people to potentially choose you as the option of, that, okay, well, here's, or maybe to other resources as well. Is that where you're kind of going with that?
Yeah, definitely. And I think too, like these questions that are being asked, You shouldn't have just like out of the box questions. Like they really do need to be somewhat personal to your brand and your business, but also very relatable to your customers or prospective customers in order to get them to engage with that. But yes, the different outlets is that's
that. I mean, whether you're B2B or you're B2C, B2B, you can get like sales involved with like, what are some of the common like questions that people would ask? We came up with one for like a 3PL business and just talking through like whether or not they needed a new vendor and thinking through some of the problems that they might have and potential solutions. And of course, the client is the solution to their problems, which when people see that on a website, they're like self-selecting, like, oh, these guys can solve my problems, and they already know the problems that people would have, instead of taking this like custom approach where, hey, we can take care of anything. Like, you got to give them those case studies and what you've done. And now I'm off trail, but like,
well, I want to also steer off trail just to play with that really quick. If you're asking these questions that aren't out of the box, your customers are going to be like, wow, they might actually know what they're talking about. I've never been asked that before, but I feel this pain point. And so, anywho.
Yeah. It's like niche. All right. So how about data collection?
Yes. And we briefly touched on this. You also get benefits to these quizzes too. It's not, we're all getting something out of it. You can get email collection. Maybe you can really, inside of your email, you can kind of niche down like the behavior of these contacts. And you can do different segmented campaigns based on that. Maybe you even get some reviews out of this.
That's what I think about using email marketing to be like, hey, do you have the smiley face or the down face or like the I'm okay face?
Yeah. Well, and if you have different forms of content, similar to, how we have podcast, video, blog posts, etc., maybe you'll get more attention on that as well. And so, I think there's just a ton of benefits all around.
And that's just tying it back to the emotional engagement that people will have when consumers feel like their input is contributing to product improvements and more tailored experiences. So this is like after the sale, they feel more connected to a brand. And when you feel connected to a brand, you want to continuously use them over and over to solve your problems. Yeah. So speaking of problems, everybody has an opinion, right?
Oh, of course.
So how would you use it for this?
So this is where polls can come in. I think there are a couple different channels where polls might get the most engagement. That might be social media being number one.
Oh yeah. I think one that like real edgy, like poll, like, hey, what do you think about?
I think you could even tie this into email marketing. And this maybe even as simple as, what did you think about this product? And are you satisfied or not?
I have a poll right now on LinkedIn. I was asking whether or not people are seeing these AI results in their social media. I think it's about 60-40 in favor right now that they are not seeing it. So it's just something new that's being tested. And but that poll had a lot of engagement, and so great engagement on social media means I can get in front of more people, but I truly want to know the answer. So go ahead and go on over from this podcast over onto my social media and answer that question for me.
And then comment what you think.
Awesome.
You've got also preference polls. So, these are all very opinion based, and that's what a poll is, right? We're all based on opinions. But, I think this could really help with maybe some e-com. And, if you have a new product that just rolled out, get some opinions on it. What do they think? Do they prefer maybe this new and improved flavor, or do they prefer the original flavor?
Be prepared for answers you don't like.
Very
Think that through on how could this go sideways if you're doing it on social media.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
How about trending topics?
Yeah, so I think us as marketers, we could really benefit from a poll like this. So maybe there's a new marketing trend, or maybe, as you were saying with the AI results, there's also recent news about Apple coming out with different search results too. And I think we could take a trending poll on that and get different insights from people that might encourage some conversation on maybe some new strategies to try with that.
Yeah.
There's a ton that could come from trending topics.
Well, emotionally, stick to the basics of marketing as well. Sometimes it's called evergreen, quizzes or polls or content, because if you're doing nothing but trending, then you're going to be out of date pretty soon on the content that you do. So, always pull it back.
Very much so. I think there's another one that maybe could be helpful for service industry or even e-commerce, gamified polls.
Oh my gosh.
It's basically give us your opinion and you're going to be entered to win this giveaway.
And I know they work. I'm just not a fan.
Yeah.
It's like the baby shower, going to the baby shower to play games. I'm not playing people. I feel like bad. I feel like I'm a bad person. I like to play games. I just don't want to play stupid games.
Yeah. I think more than anything, you can win some engagement out of it. That's what giveaways are really for. They're meant to drive engagement on a post to extend reach. Because when you think about it, you've got thousands of people entering to win with one winner. And sure, that's great for the one winner. But for those who are giving away, it's just more engagement.
Well, we started the show with the game of life, and every day kind of for me, hey, I really do know what I'm talking about. But I told my husband last night that, if I ever am at that point where you have to pull the plug, he has to read me stories for 6 months, and we have to watch documentaries. Because everybody knows I like documentaries, and he's going to be like, hey, Jennifer, this is the new documentary that's going to come out, because I know in the back of my brain, I can reignite it. Keep me going.
Or true crime. Shane, if you're listening, bring up true crime.
Make me think, which is what quizzes and polls do, right?
Yes, definitely. And I think that, that's where the emotions come out. If you can bring out an opinion from someone or anything like that matter, then they're going to start thinking emotionally. That's what we do. We're all emotional.
That's what we do in marketing. Try to pull out the emotion. Words and pictures matter.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. If you are on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we definitely appreciate you listening in. If you'd like to rate and review, that's always nice. We definitely have the newsletter, trying to get over that 40,000 hump of subscribers on LinkedIn. And of course, we are on all the social medias. So, all right, take care.